Hi, welcome back, or welcome for your first time, I guess, if this is your first time. This is the Mel-Tran Designs podcast. I am your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry and on Plurk and Instagram. I am Mel-Tran Designs, and today is Wednesday, December 4th, 2013, and I don't remember which episode number this is. 43, 44, something like that. And my podiversary is this month. I realized that. I don't remember the exact date that I put my first one up. I'm going to have to go back and look, and I should have done that before I started recording, and then I didn't. So, yeah, it's this month. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do anything special or I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because I'm already doing a giveaway for the November-December finished object along, and I don't really have the extra money to be sending out extra stuff. So, anyways. We'll figure it out. I'll do something. Maybe I'll give away some, give away some patterns or something. I don't know. Anyways, welcome. Welcome back. I'm so happy you're here with me. I hope you're staying warm because it's cold today. It has dropped 20 degrees in the last 2 days. So it's quite cold, and I know it's colder in some places than it is here, and more power to you for living in those places because it's cold enough here. It's 23, I think, right now in the middle of the day at 1:39. Let's look. Yes, it's 23 degrees, and it's supposed to get down to 9 tonight, and that doesn't include the wind. It's not super windy, but it's enough that it makes it even colder. So anyways, all right, enough about the weather. That's not why you're here. You're here to hear about, let's see, first happenings this week, or these last 2 weeks. Thanksgiving was last week. That was fun. Got to see lots of family. We went to Jake's extended family first. His grandma and aunts and uncles and tons of cousins. He's part of a very, very large family. And about half the family was there, and they were saying that, that they had RSVPs for about 75 people. So it was really big. And I'm glad that I'm not a newbie, because my brother-in-law took his girlfriend, who's also from a small family like I am, and she was a little bit overwhelmed. And their family is great. They're super nice, very welcoming. They're so nice that it can actually be a little bit overwhelming, because they hug you and they're like, tell me all about yourself, tell me everything there is to know, like just very interested in you, and it's great. But when you have a lot of people doing that, it can be overwhelming when you're new. Trust me. I was telling my mother-in-law earlier today that I'm glad I'm 11 years in and I can just show up and say hi to everybody, but I'm not new. I can just go give hugs and, get my food all situated and everything. So anyway, we did that, and then went to my family, my dad's side of the family, over there for dessert and hung out. And then I did go Black Friday shopping on Thursday. I'm not a fan of it. I'm pretty against it. But I really wanted the carpet cleaner. I didn't even get Christmas presents. I went to Walmart for a carpet cleaner. But it was $98, people! When you're not going for 30 things, you're not there for very long. I didn't have to stand in line that long. The whole thing was pretty quick, and relatively speaking, there weren't that many people there. I've gone the past 4 years, and there are usually a lot more people at the very first sale of the day. But they moved it up to 6 o'clock. And I'm sorry, 6 o'clock on Thursday is still prime eating and hanging out time. And I really, really didn't want to go at 6. And then when I saw the carpet cleaner, I had to, because last year I was looking for a carpet cleaner and no one had one. So when Walmart had one this year, I was going to jump on it. So anyways, my sister Cheryl and I did go out later that night. Not late. It was at about 8. My girls got to go to a lock-in. I've talked about those in the past that the rec center here in town does. They had a Black Friday lock-in this year, so which was funny because we ended up being done by like 10:30 on Thursday. But still, the girls got to go and have fun. And but anyways, so Cheryl and I went to Michael's, which is that's one of the places we always go. And it was really different this year though, because by the time we got there, they'd been open for a little while. And it was kind of like just shopping on a Thursday. Like, there were more people, I think, than normally would be there on a Thursday night, but it wasn't crazy busy. The line wasn't insanely long. We had a coupon for 30% off your entire purchase, including sale items. And there were a few things that I wanted to get, and I didn't go nuts. I was very proud of myself. I got a few stocking stuffers and then some other things that we just kind of needed for the house. I got a big pack of construction paper and some acrylic paint because that was on sale already, and then the discount the 30% off. And anyways, really good deals. So that was fun. And then we went to Shopko. I don't know if you have a Shopko where you live. I don't know how national they are. It's not my favorite store, but they had something that she really wanted, and then we stood in line for an hour to check out, which is fine because I ended up finding Jake's Christmas present that I didn't even know I was looking for. They had one line, and then when you got to the front, they kind of fanned you out to the different cash registers. So it started here, and it wove through the aisles, and then you cross, and then you weave through these aisles, and when we were weaving down this aisle, right at the end, I happened to see a kiosk of things. I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for him. So I bought one. So anyways, that was kind of nice. Trying to think if anything else really has gone on. I don't think so. No. Mainly just Thanksgiving. And that's why I didn't record last week. The kids were home, and I don't know how I'm going to do 3 weeks when they're home. Like, I'm going to have to just record at night, I think, while they're home for Christmas break, because they have 3 weeks off, and I'm not going to make you guys wait that long in between. So I'll figure it out. Yeah, I think that's all we have for happenings this week. So going on / coming up, we have the Even Star Knit Along, of course. We have the Finished Object Along, and for that, it's for some clarification, because I know there are some other podcasters doing like gift along and things like that. This isn't a finish anything under the sun along, and I know there's been a little bit of confusion with that. I moved the cord and now I bumped the camera a little bit. It's anything that you're finishing for the holidays, but it doesn't have to be a gift, and it doesn't have to be fiber related. It can be for yourself because you are like, I'm not making anything for anybody else. I'm going to knit something for me. That's still for you for the holidays. It can be cookies. It can be any sort of cooking. If especially if you're doing, mini loaves of bread or fudge or, one of those, some people will do like a candy plate, where they'll make all sorts of different homemade candies and stuff like that and give them away. Please share those too. Show pictures, share recipes. I really want it to be, kind of a community sharing board of anything that you're finishing for the holidays. If it's knitted stuff and crocheted stuff, that's totally fine too, obviously, because this is a knitting podcast. But anything that you're finishing that's for the holidays, please share. If you have a pattern that you're following, please put a link to it or tell us at least the name of the pattern so that if somebody really likes it, they can look it up. You know, things like that. So anyways, that's going on. I do have prizes. Oh, I can kind of reach them. I'll show you next week. I would have to kind of climb over stuff that's right there, and I would end up knocking things down, and I don't want to do that. Go to a couple weeks back, and I showed them, and I'll show them again next week. That goes through December 31st. Yeah, I think that's about all for that. And then, as far as coming up, 2014 is going to be the year of the queue. For me. Feel free to join. Feel free to make it yours. Make it whatever you want it to be. For me, it's going to be knitting exclusively from my queue, with the exception of designs, because obviously I can't put those in the queue. And really, that's it. For me, it's going to be a huge stash buster and a way to knit things that I have been wanting to knit. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. For me, I'll put anything I like in my favorites, and I tag it, you know, with different things, categories, and all this kind of stuff, so I can look again. Things that go in my queue are things that I really, really want to make, and I like them better, or not better. I like them more immediately than the stuff in my favorites. I know that probably didn't make sense, but I want to knit, like, I really want to knit the stuff that's in my queue. And so it's kind of an exclusive list for me. It's getting longer because I'm wanting to cover all my bases. I think it's like at 82 now, but I've put things in like a plain vanilla sock because I always have socks on the needles. I also have put things in as a placeholder. I have the entire Fellowship of the Socks ebook. I favorited, or I queued one of those, and that is in place of the entire ebook because I'm not going to put all of them in there. I grabbed one stuffy, you know, stuffed animal, and that's in place of any of the monsters or animals that I make for my kids for their birthdays next year. You know, things like that. Because I am my own worst. I hold myself more accountable than anybody else would. So I need to make sure that I have everything covered, because once it's in my queue, like I have until December 31st at 11:59 and 59 seconds. When it clicks over to midnight, whatever's in my queue, that's all that I can knit except for designs. You don't have to be that strict. You can make it whatever you want. For me, that's what I'm doing. A lot of what's in my queue is also based off of yarn that I have, because a lot of times I'll be looking at my yarn and be like, oh, I really want to make something with, you know, that skein. And so I'll go searching and find something and then tag it, you know, in my queue listing. It'll say using this yarn or whatever. So it really is going to help me two different ways, because I'll be knitting the stuff that I really want to out of my queue, but I will also be using a lot of stash. And that I'm really, really excited about, because I have some really beautiful yarn that I want to use. So I'm not committed to the order of the queue. I might use it as kind of a guideline, like if I don't know what I want to cast on next or whatever, I might just, you know, go look. But I'm also going to include, like, I can finish things that are already on the needles too, obviously, because I'm not going to put in my queue things that are already like on my projects page or whatever. And I'm going to go through a finishing time soon. Soon. So anyways, that is all about that. We will have other knit-alongs, you know, shorter, like for the month of whatever, we'll knit whatever it happens to be, you know, and maybe we'll do a charity, anything, you know, hats or something. But anyways, we will do smaller knit-alongs. the Year of the Q is just something that I'm doing, and join it. Like I said, join in, and we can talk and make it your own. So I think that's really it. Obviously, Christmas is coming up, and there's only 22, 21 days. 21 days. And for good measure, just tell yourself there's like 18. So you're not trying to finish at Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock. So, yes. I'm not using notes today. I'm just trying to think. I want to make sure if I have all of that stuff done. I think I do. So let's talk about what's on the needle, shall we? And I'm sitting here rubbing it. I found my bottle of the Wolf Farms coconut oil. And to keep it liquidy, I set it next to my computer where the hot air blows out, the fan, so it keeps it melted. I'm actually going to be putting an order in with them tomorrow when we get paid because I'm running out of lotion, and I love their lotion. And candy cane lotion is on sale, 25% off. How could I not get some, right? So, love me some Wolf Farms. Love it. All right, moving on. What's on the needles? I have a couple new things. Two of which are gifts, and one I just started it today. I don't know what my deal is. I have ADD lately with my knitting, and so anyways, the first thing on the needles is a scarf for my father-in-law. The pattern is called His Birthday Scarf. I made it for my dad last year for Christmas. This is how much I have done. It's actually one skein worth already. And I don't know, yeah, I don't have the ball band in here. It's, oh, here it is. It's some Kramer Perfection. And it is 30% merino, 70% acrylic. I love to use this yarn for gifts for non-knitters because it's completely machine washable. It's still soft because of the merino. And it's only like six something a skein, $6.50 for 200 yards of a worsted weight. So it's totally affordable too. And they have lots of colors. So that's on size 9 needles, yeah. So it calls for a size 6, but the yarn that she was using was like a cashmere yarn, and I think she might be a really loose knitter, I don't know. But anyway, I went up to a 9, and it's in my knot bag. Next, okay, so do you remember when I've been making the Nymphalidia for my mother-in-law? So my brain couldn't make it. I couldn't force myself to work on it. I was not enjoying it, and I don't want to knit that into anyone's project. I'm selfish, and I want to knit things that I like to knit, but I'm not huge necessarily into, vibes and stuff, but I want to knit something with love if I'm going to give it to somebody, because when I see them wearing it, I don't want to see it and be like, oh my gosh, I hated knitting that thing, because that takes it out of it. I want to see them wearing it and be like, oh, not only does it look great on them, I enjoyed making it for, like, that sounds really selfish, and I don't mean for it to. I just want it to have happy memories, because then when I see it on them, I can be happy and see it, and they will be happy because I'll be like, oh my gosh, I love that. It looks so good on you. And I really hope I'm not coming across sounding totally selfish, because that's not what I'm meaning to. But either way, I'm not going to knit on something that I hate. So I pulled it out. And I can't remember if I don't think I had this started last time I recorded, but I'm making the Lefty, which is what she wanted to begin with. I don't know. I didn't want to make it, and then I did, and now I'm happy that I am. I have a lot of it done. Let's see if I can, get it up close for you. And remember, it was the set of the 3 different quarter size skeins, 2 of the green, 1 of the kind of red, and 1 of the purple, which is why there's green every other one. And I'm down to this mini. I think there's 29 in the original one, and I have 18, I'm wanting to say. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Oh, yay! Even farther than I thought. I have 20 done. And the rows are getting longer, as you can see. But anyway, I'm really liking it. The dark green that looks black on the screen, but it's actually green, is Madeline Tosh. It's a single. I don't think it's the sock yarn. I don't remember what the base is. It's the one that's a single. Anyways, and then the other is the sock set. I don't have the paper anymore. And I'm not sure why, because I like to tell you guys. But go back a couple weeks and look. But like I said, that's the Lefty by Martina Bem. She's the one that made the hitchhiker shawl. Designed the hitchhiker shawl. And I mean, she's designed many things, but that's kind of what she's known for, is the hitchhiker shawl. And oh my gosh, she has a new one out. Something about angel wings. Angel, like, shoot. I just call it the angel wings shawl. Like an angel. That might be what it's called. It's kind of similar to two hitchhikers. The teeth are a little different, but they kind of go like that. And the way that it wraps around her neck like a scarf, oh my gosh, it looks awesome and it looks nice and warm, and I'm totally going to make one when I finish some stuff. So anyways, there's those two things. And then lastly, I haven't worked on this in a little while, but it has had some work since I recorded last. It's my Even Star. I did get my new needles, so now I have it on a 24-inch circular. And let's see if I can kind of pull it open for you to be able to see the lace detail. I'm on chart 3. I've barely started chart 3. So here's chart 2, and then you can see the plain knit rows, and then right here, do you see the there we go, the waist yarn is right there. So I've only done, I think, 2 or 3 rows since I put the waist yarn in. Mainly I got sidetracked with doing the Christmas gifts, and haven't gotten back to this, but I will, because I was really, really enjoying working on it. I had a lot of fun. So, but it's also up at 560 stitches per row, which I know gets bigger, but it just takes longer to get around. And anyway, I'm not as tired as I was for a couple weeks there, and so I'll pull that back out again. And the other thing that I just started today, because, you know, I can't just work on my Even Star in between, or, oh, I do actually have something else on the needles. Hold on, let me see. It's right here. Let me see if it's still in here. It is. Okay. I'm actually going to kind of show you this with finished objects, even though it's on the needles. So I started a 10-stitch blanket today. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's kind of a log cabin style blanket. Looks like this. It is not something I'm in a hurry for. It is just to use up my leftover sock yarn that is bigger than just a little ball for my scrap scarf, because that I just want really little balls of yarn. And you know, I'll have half a skein left, or you know, like this is half of a 50 gram, so you know, 25 grams, and it actually might be more than that. But either way, I thought this would be a fun way to use it up, and I think what I'll do is I'll use up like a solid one, and then I'll grab one of my self-striping leftovers and use that, and then solid, and then striping, just to kind of mix it up. So anyways, that's what I have so far. I forgot how much I love this blue. This is Shibui sock, and it's the blue that I used for my color affection. I just, I want a whole sweater out of just this color. But anyways, it's fun. It's easy to memorize, and yeah, it just kind of suited my fancy today, I guess. I don't know. It'll take forever. It's all right. Okay, finished objects / the other thing that's on the needle. I have become addicted to this pattern, and I forgot the name of it. Let me pull up. Hold on here. That's what I want. Okay. Did I put it? No. I didn't put it in my projects yet. I don't know why. That's okay. I'm pulling it up here in my queue. It is the brand new Laura Ayler pattern. I love her stuff. Like, not even kidding you. I love her patterns. This is Glue Vein. I'm going to spell it for you. Gluhwein. It is on sale through midnight December 6th for 40% off, which makes it something like $270 or something like that. It's just a cowl. It's not fancy. It is so flipping addicting. It calls for bulky weight yarn, and here's what it looks like. I told you, nothing fancy. But here's the thing. You can sit down and make it in an evening. I'm turning it so you can see the full diamond there. It curls in. I haven't blocked this because I've been too busy wearing it. It does curl in from the stockinette, which is fine with me. This is some of the hand spun I did out of the 3-ply sets that Fiber Nymph does. And I've been looking for something to make this into since I spun it, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes. And I still have like half a skein. It only takes 106 yards. And I kind of got addicted to them. Oh my gosh. I wore this to the BSU. Oh, I went to the BSU game on Saturday. How could I forget to tell you guys about that? Pause. Happenings this week. We got to go to the BSU game on Saturday night, and it was so much fun. And Eli came with us, and my cousin, who's 14, he came with us. So it was just 4 of us. Oh my gosh. Eli was hilarious. He was doing all the cheers and the stomping when the other team was trying to concentrate, and he was yelling, and that lasted for the first quarter. And then after that, he said, "This is really long. When is it going to be done?" And I was like, dude, we got 3 quarters and a halftime to get through. He did great, though. He didn't complain ever. He was just a couple times he was like, "I'm tired," or because it was a late game. It didn't start till 8:30. So we just bundled him up in the blanket that we took for him, and he just kind of laid on me. And anyway, so it was a blast. I did take some video and some pictures. That'll be at the end. If you don't want to watch them, I'm not going to be offended. So anyways, there you go. Okay, back to the cowl. Okay, so we're fast forwarding now back to what we were talking about. I love this pattern. I'm totally addicted to it, and I wore it to the game, which is what I started to say, and it was really warm. And it just kind of, here, let me, how did I have it on? It just kind of sits there on you. Like I said, I haven't blocked it, and this is actually a little bit heavier than regular bulky weight. And so you can have this in the middle. It does kind of change it as far as what you have in the front as to how it sits. And it's just really warm and cozy. And I actually pulled it up on my head too, kind of as a headband. And that was nice. Now my hair's all staticky. There we go. So like I said, I got addicted to them. And as soon as I bound off on that one, I made another one out of some other hand spun. Actually, some of my very first hand spun that I love and still had some left over. And then I grabbed 2 skeins or 2 strands of Cascade 220 Superwash to hold together. This one I haven't sewn together yet, or Kitchener together. But so I did some blue and orange held together. This is what it looks like when you have it opened up. And then I cast on another one. I made those 3 in 3 days. Like, that's how fast of a knit this is. I stopped knitting on everything else and just was knitting on those. So obsessed. Then I grabbed this skein of yarn. It's 100% acrylic, but it's insanely soft, and it's a single. And it gets really, really fuzzy. I really like it. It's some that's left over from the Chromebook cover I made earlier in the year. And so here's what I have so far of this one. That's why I wanted to show you this as a with the finished objects. And it does have that kind of slow color changing. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I actually have one or two more cowl worth of yarn pulled out. I love these, and they're not for gifts, they're for me. Just so you know. Because you can't have too many. They match with different things. And they're really fun to knit. And plus the yarn that I'm using I really like for myself. So, you know, whatever. Anyways, so much fun. Go buy it before the 6th. Go support Laura. She's super nice. I don't really know her, but I've messaged with her a couple of times, and she's always very kind and answers questions right away, and her patterns are amazing. Amazing. So that is all I have on the needles and all that's finished. I've done no spinning. And not really any designing. That orange hat that I was wearing a few weeks ago, yeah, the pattern is just sitting in my my documents, not being test knit. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I haven't gotten it tested. I need to and release it because it's a really awesome pattern. I've just been lazy. Slacker. Right here. So I will get that out because I really, really like that pattern, and I want to see it in some other colors and other yarns and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's it. Woohoo, 31 minutes. Yes. Score one for me. So yeah, keep working on your Christmas stuff. Here's some encouragement. Throwing it at you. So we can all finish our Christmas stuff in a timely manner and not be too stressed out about it. Please put your stuff in the finished object along thread. I'm loving all the pictures. And I think that's all I have to say. So until next time, keep knitting. Bye.